It's been a really long time since I've sat down and actually played New World because I'm just really burnt out on the fact that there is no endgame. Like, at least for me, I prefer to do traditional type stuff when I play MMORPGs. And the typical type stuff is grinding for loot in dungeons. And for the most part, dungeons are pretty useless in this game. And the main reason why is because we have a lot of the older dungeons, like, you know, the Amory dungeon or the Depths or all these other cool dungeons that I would love to revisit. There's no purpose in doing them. All they needed to do was literally put a hard mode where, like, the mob spawn is level 60 plus. You know, they could be level 65s inside the Amory dungeon. You know, like, if stuff like that was possible, then this wouldn't be a problem, and there would be a lot more people wanting to run dungeons because they know they can, you know, up their watermark and work on getting some legendary gear, you know, like have more options in the world to actually want to do these things. It's kind of sad, you know, and I started revisiting a lot of older MMOs, and I'm seeing that, like, I go back to old MMOs and it's so easy to understand what endgame is in those games, but in this game it seems pretty non-existent. And especially, like, one of my favorite things to do was here in the town board. I love doing the town board stuff, but once you hit level 60, there is no incentive at all to participate in this, and I feel like this needs to be changed dramatically too. What they should do is make it so that instead of earning XP, because you see how it says 1380 XP, like, why? I don't earn XP anymore. I'm level 60. So that should be changed to either ASRock or maybe even weapon XP. That would be really cool. Or maybe even giving, like, an actual item. Like, there could be like a potion that you drink, that or a book that you get, that you read it, and then it just gives you XP for the weapons that you have equipped, you know, or you can allocate it to a certain type of weapon. That would be cool, because, you know, eventually we're going to get to the point where the game is going to be centered around you upgrading, like getting new weapons, because they're going to release new weapons and then you got to level it up. What I've been doing to level up weapons is I only just spam out here Dead Man's Cove. So I'll just walk around Dead Man's Cove until the weapon's level 20, and then I can finally feel like I can play now. But then I realized there's no endgame content. So, and then it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do with my level 20 weapon now? Like, I just feel like I'm wasting my time. That's been another major issue, you know? But with this town board, there's so much more that could happen. Maybe give us some more coin as a reward. Territory, I don't give a shit about the territory, because it seems like even earning territory points, like, it doesn't really go towards anything. Like, I just, as a solo player primarily, I really don't see a purpose in wanting to up my territory standing unless I was trying to get achievements. But at this point, like, I don't even care about the achievements. So, like, it seems like there's a lot of the systems that really made this game really fun while leveling just kind of drop off, and then, like, you don't want to do it anymore. Like, even gathering, I loved cutting trees down and doing all those things, working on my town board. You know, I always felt like I was working towards something, but now I just feel like I'm at a rut. Like, there's nothing to do at all at level 60, and I feel like this is not something that could be tackled solely by adding new content. I feel like what they really need to focus on is trying to make old content recyclable, like be able to give us rewarding actual things with old content, like I was saying with the dungeons. You know, like, it would be really nice to redo old dungeons and these portals. Another thing that really, like, bothers me at endgame is that nothing scales up to level 60. So, like, if I wanted to go do this random portal for level 25, I'm only going to get drops that are for level 25, and the mobs are going to be level 25, so they're going to be a joke. I could just like, you know, hit them a couple times and they die, you know, like, so it's super easy mode. So I feel like I'm wasting my time doing something like that. And this is the reason why, you know, you'll see the world with portals all over the goddamn place, because nobody wants to close them, because there's no point. Like, literally, like, the only reason why you would go out here and do these is so you can get some ASRock. But, like, most people that are actually, like, really focused on this game will be capped on ASRock all the time. So like it really doesn't serve a purpose, you know? So even this, like level 55 recommended, I would not close that portal. They're not going to give me watermark gear. They're not going to like up my give me a chance to get a legendary or whatever, like maybe at a slight 1.001% chance, I don't know, maybe, but like it's just not rewarding, you know? So this old content needs to be recycled in some way. I would also in the future really love to see an enemy scaling system, like similar to Elder Scrolls Online or Guild Wars 2 or something, where they could either bring us down to the level of the mobs in the area or bring the mobs to be levelless. Like basically they would just be whatever your level is, you know, like, so it's always a challenge, like because that's another thing too. I can walk around and gather like caches and stuff like that, like open up a bunch of caches in the towns and whatever, but the mobs are a joke because they're like level 10, so I just one-shot everything, you know, like there's no threat at all. So like that's another thing too that I wish was in the game. I would like to see, you know, more challenging content out in the world all the time. Like look at Everfall right now. There's portals all over this bitch, like all over this. Look at it, it's crazy, you know. Like so, like there's no incentive to do them, you know. So like these are the things that really need to, you know, scale up to level 60 to give us a reason to do it, you know. And this is the reason why I just pretty much quit New World and I've been playing other games, because I really don't see a purpose in continuing, you know. Like right now, you know, my gear score, I'm fine, and I know they're putting a new gear score system, like they're gonna add this whole like new watermark bullshit, whatever. Like it's cool that they're doing that, but they're not adding new ways to get the watermark up, you know. Like they're not like giving us more options of dungeons to do. They're just like expecting you to do the stupid running and opening chest up here bullshit. Like I don't care for that at all. I don't want to do it at all. Like I refuse. I am not opening no chest. I did it for like literally 2 seconds and I was like, dude, this is boring as fuck. Like I can't even like think about even trying to go over there to open chest. Like fuck that. It's just super boring. So yeah, I want to be able to do dungeons nicely. Like it would be nice to see like actual people. Like I know my server's pretty dead, but at the same time, like there was a lot of moments where while people were leveling up, they were always saying, hey, need to do Amory dungeon. Hey, need to do depths. Looking for more for depths. Need help with depths. Like, but why as a level 60 would I help somebody do depths? You know, like why? Why would I do it? You know, so that's where the incentive needs to be. Like that's where like if you're at Endgame, there should be a reason for you to do those things, and there isn't at all. So that's the saddest part about this game, you know? So that's the major things that are really bothering me in this game, and the reason why I'm just not playing it anymore, and I'm just gonna wait for a lot of just future content and updates. Even this next update that's coming out with the new watermark system, I'm probably not gonna really bother with it much. I might log in for a few minutes to check it out, but I really don't see a point when they haven't done anything to scale the dungeons up, and that's the content that I really want to redo. I would love to try to do new dungeons. There's a few dungeons that I totally missed. I did Amory a bunch of times and I did Depths a bunch of times, but there's stuff in between that I never did at all. I never finished Destiny either, or Dynasty, whatever it's called. I got to the end of it, and getting to the end of it is enough to actually finish the main quest line, surprisingly. So the moment I got to the end and we wiped at the last boss, I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna leave, because like pretty much everybody in the team already rage quit, and I wasn't about to just sit there and wait for them to refill the group. So I was like, all right, screw it. So I never finished that either. So there's a lot of stuff that they could do with the content that's currently in the game that they're not taking advantage of, and that's where I feel like the priority needs to be for AGS. They need to focus on making the content in the game currently to work better, instead of trying to give us new weapons, instead of trying to give us brand new dungeons and brand new zones. Like, I don't want that right now. I just want to be able to enjoy the game for what it is at the moment before we move on to new content. if that makes any sense. But anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.